Hey guys, this is Stephanie and I am Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be doing a Would You Rather book tag. Now this was originally done by Ray K Books. I will link the original tag below. 10 questions that I'm going to be asking myself about bookish things, and I'm going to do it without any caveats, I'm hoping, because those are kind of cheating when you're doing a Would You Rather thing. I'm also going to read them off and not try to memorize the questions today because I'm a little tired and I just don't think I can do that. Number 1, would you rather read a series or a standalone? Now that one is hard because I love a good standalone, but I feel like a series, you just have more time because you have more books. So you have more time to develop characters and the world and the plot and things like that. So I'm going to have to go with series, though don't get me wrong, I do love a good standalone. Number 2, would you rather read a book by a male or a female author? I don't care. I mean, as long as it's a good book, I don't care. I don't care what your gender is when you write a book. Just make it good and I'll read it. So I'm going to say I just don't care. Number 3, would you rather shop at Barnes & Noble or Amazon? Now that one is tough. I window shop all the time at Barnes & Noble. If I have a chance to go to a bookstore, I'm there and I'll get like a not so good for me sugary drink and I will walk around and I'll look at it and be like, I own that, ooh, I don't have that one. And then I, look at it, but then I don't buy it. I go on to Amazon where it's cheaper and I buy it, or better yet, I go to Book Outlet and I find it there. So I know it makes me terrible, but I will go to Amazon. Question number 4, would you rather all books become movies or TV shows? I think I'm going to go with TV shows because I feel like most books can't fit very well into 2 hours or 2.5 hours of footage. So I think most books are going to do better as a TV show because if you think about it, then you're going to have like 24 hours of footage because you could put one book in one season and so on down the road. So I think that it would be better. And honestly, they've been doing a pretty good job with TV shows as books lately. So that's what I'm going to watch. Question number 5. Would you rather read 5 pages a day or 5 books a week? I'd love to read 5 books a week. I just don't think I could do it. I'm lucky if I can get like a book a week. And that's usually what I read, is about a book a week. I'm just one of those people that reads 3 books at a time. So they finish at a staggered amount. But if I would be forced to read 5 books in a week, like that means I have to give up other things, I would have to go with 5 pages. Though I would be sad. I would just be really super picky about what I'm reading because I don't think I could do 5 books a week. I just don't have the time for it. So maybe that doesn't include audiobooks, so I could listen to other books. I can only read 5 books a week. It's not a caveat, but it works. Haha. Number 6, would you rather be a professional reviewer or an author? I would rather be a professional reviewer. I'm not a writer. Like every once in a while I get this like wild hair when I read a book and somebody's a good writer and I'm like, I could do that. I could be a writer. I don't think I could be a writer. I don't have that ambition to write and then have people talk crap about my book. Like I would take that very personally and I would, cry and things like that. But as a reviewer, I feel like I could be objective and write on and not say, that book is crap, nobody read it. I would just say, if this is the kind of thing you like in a book, you'd probably like this book. It's not for me, but it might be for you. And I think as a reviewer, you need to be objective. And I think I'm fairly objective. Question number 7. Would you rather read only your top 20 books over and over or only books you haven't read before? Now, this is a hard one because I love to reread books. When I find a good book, I want to reread it. Like, I just do that. And then if I haven't read a book in a few years, I'm like, I should read that book again. And then I do, because that's the point for me of reading, is rereading books that you loved before. So I might go with my top 20 books and just reread them over and over. There are so many good books that are new that come out at the same time. Okay, I'm changing my answer. I am going to choose I can only read new books, because then at least I think I could go and look and try and find a new book that's as good as this book that I did like, and maybe, you know, get some satisfaction out of that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Number 8, would you rather be a bookseller or a librarian? Ooh, I want to be a librarian when I grow up. I think that sounds like the funnest job in the world. I can't sell for beans. I'm a terrible salesperson and it's like, if I don't believe in it, I'm not going to sell. And even if I do believe it, sometimes I'm like, well, it is kind of expensive. And I mean, we live life on a budget, so maybe you shouldn't get that book. You know what? Go to your library. It's free. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. And then I get fired. So I'm going to go with the librarian thing. Plus, our local librarians are just the best. Like, I used to be able to walk into my library and be like, hey, I read this book and I loved it. Now what can I read? And that librarian would just off the top of her head be like, you can read this, 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 and this. And then I would go get them and I would read them, and I'd come back to her in a month and be like, okay, I read all those books. And she'd look at me like, do you work? And I was like, no, I'm in school. I read a lot when I was in school. So I think I'd want to be a librarian. I just wouldn't want to, you know, go to school for like 6 years to get a library science degree. No, thank you. Not for me. I'll just, you know, hang out in the library and put on glasses so I look smart and people ask me questions. Plus, I would totally love to like get paid to talk about books and tell people what book I think they would like. Question number 9 is, would you rather read your favorite genre only or anything but your favorite genre? If these were like only for a year, I think that'd be an easier way to do it, but it doesn't say that. I don't know if I have a particularly favorite genre. I would say my favorite genre is probably going to depend on my mood for that few month period of time, and then I switch to a new one and a new one. I do love fiction. So if you would just let me say fiction, I think I could live with that. But that's going to include like high fantasy, and it's going to include science fiction, and it's going to include all of that. Any fiction, anything that's not real or nonfiction. I will read that. Question number 10. Would you rather only read physical books or ebooks? Well, I would have to say physical books. I like to have a tangible book in my hands. I like to flip the pages. I like to put whatever I can find as a bookmark in it and set it down and go get my drink and then come back. Like, that is my deal. However, when I go on a trip, and I don't travel a ton, but when I do, I love to pile like, and I'm not exaggerating the slightest here, like 20, 25 books on my Kindle and just read those. And I actually have quite a few books on there that I bought, but I will just go to my online library and I will say, do you have this? No. Do you have this? Yes. Download. What about this? No. What about this? Yes. Download. And I will download anything that sounds good to me and put it on there, because I do tend to read a lot when I'm traveling, when I'm out of town, in the car, things like that. So I'm going to go with physical books, and then, you know, just take an extra bag on a trip that's full of books. That's logical to me. So that is my would you rather book tag. If this sounds like a fun tag to you, then boo, you've been tagged. I want you to do this tag. Don't forget to tag me when you're doing this, because I definitely want to see what other people are saying about these things. I know that a lot of these are just my opinion. I'm sure you have wonderful opinions of your own, and I would love to hear about them. So please tag me when you do this video. Please like if you like. Please subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and I will just look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.